What's up everyone, this is Anthony from Avant Samples, and I'm absolutely stoked to be presenting one of our newest sample packs, Avant Drum & Bass 01. After the amazing support we've received from thousands of producers like yourself on our recent packs, we decided to come together and make one of the most comprehensive and powerful sample packs in drum and bass. We worked with some of the best producers and artists in the D&B and bass music space to bring you this massive sample pack filled with everything you need to level up your production, spark creativity, and make your workflow faster. I'm super excited to show you guys everything that's included in this pack and how absolutely powerful it is, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, so here we are inside of FL Studio. I'm using FL Studio today, but you could use a wide range of DAWs. Our sample packs are compatible with any DAW that accepts waveforms, so that would be stuff like Ableton, Logic Pro, Reason, Pro Tools, and many more. We make them very compatible. So just to give you guys a general overview of what's in the pack, I'm also going to go into each one of these individual files and show you guys some of the sounds that are inside them and kind of what it has to offer. But if we just start at the top, we have atmospheres, we have Serum Presets right here. I believe we have over 120 Serum presets. We have bass loops, which are going to be kind of loops to build out drops. If you're a newer producer, we'll go into those. We have bass one-shots, which are a bunch of one-shots of our sound design so that you can take them and resample them and kind of make them unique to you. We have a whole bunch of drums, everything that you're going to need to build amazing and powerful drums within this genre. And these drums are very compatible with a very wide range of subgenres within drum and bass, and also are very applicable to other bass music genres as well. Next up, we have dub sirens, those classic drum and bass sirens that you love to hear, FX, impacts risers, a bunch of FX one-shots, just like little nice kind of perky FX to just add that ear candy to your tracks. We have intro loops and MIDI. We're very excited to be featuring Mag on this pack, a really well-renowned dubstep and D&B MC and vocalist. He has some really great stuff that we'll dive into. Then we have the project files for FL Studio and Ableton. So the demos that you guys hear for this pack, you actually are able to go into the project files where they are created, learn how our professional producers use the sounds in this pack. All these demos are made purely with the Avant Drum & Bass 01 pack, and you can dive in and see how our professional producers would use these. We have Reese fills, Reese shots, sirens, and subs. Okay, so let's start breaking down each one of these files piece by piece and showing you guys some of the sounds within them. We have 30 atmospheres here, which are really important to just add depth to your track and, well, atmosphere. So let's take a listen to some. All right, so here we are within Serum. Like I said, we have 120 Serum presets in here. I can show you kind of the different files. We have drop basses, extras, intro leads, Reese basses, and sub basses. Just a really great variety of all the different sounds that you're going to need to produce this genre. Once again, being made by lots of different producers, so that you're going to have a lot of different styles in here as well. So let's start going through these. Let's start with the drop basses. These are really going to be designed for those big powerful drops, those big powerful basses within your drops. Let's start going through some of these here. Honestly, there's so many more of these amazing drop bass leads, but it would just take way too long to go through all of them. So just want to give you guys quick references of what these are. So let's hop into Reese basses, as these are really important for that just overall sound of D&B, as well as some of those neuro basses that a lot of people are looking for. So yeah, some absolutely amazing Reeses here. Really that thick, heavy sound design that you're looking for, as well as some of those deeper Reeses for that more deep D&B sound. Really great variety of sounds here. We also have intro leads as well. So these would be for building out kind of intros and melodies, just to help you kind of through that process as well. We're not just all kind of like drop and bass line sound design oriented. So you have some of these as well. So really, really cool to have those as well to kind of help give you everything that you need to build out your tune from start to finish, whether you're building out that sound design for your bass line or, adding those kind of plucky, nice ARPs and atmospheres and pads for your intros. And then next up, we got a bunch of really, really thick sub basses to go along with this sound design. I mean, you literally have everything you need to produce this genre from a sound design perspective within these Serum presets. So yeah, and once again, this is just a very, very small sample of what's in this. I'm super stoked we were able to pack so much content into this one pack with how many Serum presets we have here. So let's go ahead and keep going through the different files in this pack now. All right, so let's go over to our pack on the left side again and open up our bass loops. These are made for a few different reasons. The first one is if you're a newer producer looking to learn how this genre is made, and you're not quite at the point where you're ready to sound design and write out your whole own drop or bassline flow, you have these loops here to learn. The second thing is to also, if you're a more experienced producer, it's great to kind of get some ideas sparked. You could also take a lot of these sounds in here and resample them and chop them up and make them kind of unique to your own sound. So it's really up to you, depending on what kind of skill level you're at as a producer. Let's take a listen to a few of them here. And I want to show you, if you're a new producer looking to get into this genre, how easy it is to use some of these loops. So I'm just going to drag a few of the ones that I think are cool over. Something to remember is FL Studio only plays a small sample when I'm playing them over here from the file browser. So a lot of these are a bit longer than what you're hearing here, but these are just a small sample, of course. So as you can see, all these are labeled with the key to match whatever song you might be producing already or any vocals that you might have or something, as well as the BPM. What I'd like to do here is I'd just like to go into the drums. I'm skipping ahead a bit, but I'm just going to grab one of our drum loops. Let's grab one at 170 BPM. Something I want to mention is all these sounds that you're hearing, whether they're in the drop loops or the bass loops or the drum loops or any of the loops that you hear, they're all crafted with the D&B pack. So as you kind of become a better producer, if you're a newer producer, by learning from these loops, you can then come in here and kind of find the individual samples that were used for these loops and start recreating them yourself to kind of learn how these flows work. Or if you're a more experienced producer, you're not going to be as interested as the loops. You're going to want to build these yourself. So just by quickly literally dragging these two loops together, let's take a listen to kind of what they sound like together. Super sick. Fire. Let's go ahead and continue going through. So after our bass loops, we have the one shots. Once again, you're going to be able to find a lot of the same sound design from the loops and the one shots. So if you don't want to cut up the loops yourself, you also have one shots. Plus, we have a lot of additional sound design in the one shots as well. So let's take a listen to these. As you can see, we have 85 one-shots, so there's so much content in this pack, so many different sounds and styles. Next up, we have our drums. Within our drums, as I explained, we have all these different subcategories. Let's just start going through them one by one and showing you what they have to offer. Obviously, breaks are very, very important of the D&B style and production, so we have a bunch of really, really cool kind of experimental breaks, more classic-sounding breaks. Great to have these to build out your drums. Over 20 original breaks, super great to have. We have our individual one-shot claps. Then we have our crashes. Then we have our drum loops, which we have a bunch of different ones. We've rendered out a few of these with breaks and without, just so you can kind of have the different aspects of them. So let's listen to this one with without the break and with the break. And then we have the hat loops, which are really, really helpful if you're starting to build out those top lines and just kind of want to save a bit of time in your production process. We have a bunch of loops. Great to have those to easily build out. And then we have the individual hat one-shots. And then we have our individual kick one-shots. You can hear kind of a lot of different styles and variations of the kicks. Once again, we wanted to make this kind of be able to be utilized by any D&B producer, depending on, whatever genre they make. And we have a bunch of different styles of kicks to go along with those different styles. Next up, we got our perks. Next up, we got our rides. And then our shakers. Then our snaps, really, really important to that D&B sound. And then our snares, a ton of snares, which obviously really important to this sound as well. And then we have our top loops, which once again, if you're a new producer looking to produce these top loops, or you want to just speed up your production process, we have a bunch of top loops as well. And these are essentially drum loops without the kicks, so you can kind of replace the kicks and have a bit more flexibility with the drum loops. Next up, we got our dub sirens. Just cool to have these sirens. And then FX, we got our impacts. Risers. Then our FX one-shot, just to add that bit of ear candy to your production. And then we have intro loops and MIDI. So to go along with that intro Serum presets, we have some MIDI just to once again speed up your production process or just give you a bit of spark of inspiration. We have the loops rendered out here. We have 11 different ones. These loops are all rendered in the different layers. So you're going to get 3 layers for each different melody. You're going to get the overall loop, which has both layers combined, a sub bass layer, and a lead layer. So you're able to kind of pick and choose out of these. Obviously, all these are layered by key and BPM as well. So say you want to combine some different keys or some different styles, or just have the separate elements, that's great to have. I'll show you an example of that now. So here's the full loop. And then out of that, we have those individual layers. So the ARP is here, and then the sub bass here. And then same thing for all these. So for sake of time, I'm just going to play the overall loop. But like I said, all of these come with both of those layers rendered together and separated. And then We've also included all of the raw MIDI from those loops as well. So once again, you have those different layers, all 11 of them. You have the ARP, you got the sub bass, the lead, the sub bass, same thing. You can match them up with the loops here. So you could start a track with the loop maybe, just kind of, get the inspiration flowing a little bit. And then you can come in and replace the sounds with your own original sounds using the MIDI here. So it's great to have these tools as well. And then something we're really excited about is having Mag on this for the vocals, a really, really respected producer. We've been a fan of his work for a long time, and we have some great stuff from him. So within this, we have 4-bar verses. We got 2 of those, so let's take a quick listen.
Tell him ease up, couldn't keep up. Me and my guys, what you saying, fill up energy of Coachella or make it rain, the ball is thrown in.
Then we got 8-bar verses for kind of those long. You can use 2 of these and have a 16-bar verse for a track. All these are really, really great to have, really useful for this D&B sound. Or you can look through these 8-bar verses for maybe just small little hooks or small little vocal samples and make shots of your own. So it's great to have that option and flexibility.
Sound boy, killer boy with me sound them. Sound boy, killer. Goons in the back going mad with their hands up, sign like fins run up. Let me see you loud when I say so. All the gang say, back, boom. All the gang shout, flinging out plates, take your head off, sign like your missus when she asks what's the.
Once again, just a small preview. FL Plays, all these are 8-bar verses.
Room was shaking, whole skeleton was quaking. Pussy, yo, E-Jack, come true, we beat that like 2 shots from fire.
And then we got a bunch of one-shots, which are nice to use for kind of just those fill vocals.
Bow, easy, bruh. Yo.
And then we got a bunch of phrases.
Rinse it, rewind, pull that, pull it. What go on though? What you telling me? Where we at though? Raise your hand, raise your fucking hands. Easy now.
And then we got a bunch of pre-drops to kind of fill that space before your drops. Really, really great to have these as well.
Damn, fella, where the fuck you get? Talk shit, watch me take your face off. By shooting out of my arms like Shang Tsung. Hey boy, where you get that? Oi, what you looking at? Mate, what the fuck's that? All this talk about money, they ain't got none.
Great to have these. We have over, I believe, like 40 or 45 vocal files, all original from Mag himself to use in your production. A really, really great tool to have when you're searching for original vocals that aren't overused and made by a professional within this space. It's great to have these professional vocals. And then we got some Reese fills, which once again, very important to this D&B sound. We obviously have all these Reeses are made from our Serum presets, so you guys have those presets. But also, if you just want to quickly drag in a fill, you can do that here. Next up, we got our Reese shots, which are just one shots if you want to kind of chop them up and process them a little bit. And then we got some more sirens, which are nice to have options. And then finally, we got some sub shots. So if you guys want to quickly layer in a sub sample instead of using your own sound design sub, you can do that here. So yeah, guys, that about wraps this one up. I would have loved to fit a little tutorial in here like I usually do in these introduction videos, but with how much content is in this pack, it just would have taken too much time. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We're going to be making a ton of drum and bass tutorials using this pack. Super excited to kind of show you guys how we would use these in our production. I'm really, really excited with how this pack came out. I mean, obviously I'm a little bit biased, but this is probably one of my favorite sample packs that I have on my computer. The raw size and amount of files that can be applied to drum and bass, and not only the drum and bass and subgenres of drum and bass, but all the subgenres of bass music. It's just such a comprehensive pack filled with like literally everything you need. So great to have this. So enjoy, grab it now on our website, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Why get up and down them,